I'm asking what you know about me in Florida.
Well, I don't know what the laws are here, but in Florida, we would go to court.
What is that? Florida.
Best place to go would be Florida.
Yeah, Florida Man. So, Florida Man, are we ever gonna see a headline that's good that has the phrase "a Florida"?
Everyone loves a good story about the shortcomings of others, whether it be to make us feel better about our own lots in life or to satisfy some morbid curiosity. Luckily, the internet has created its own cottage industry of depravity, known simply as Florida Man. While best known for its gorgeous beaches, expansive wildlife areas, and spring break hotspots, the US state of Florida is also known for its bizarre criminals who seem to know no limits to the depths of human interaction. In this video, we're going to check out the top 10 Florida Man stories of 2022. But first, make sure to subscribe to this channel, give this video a like, and while you're at it, hit that notification bell so you'll never miss another great story from Can't Be True. Florida Man is an internet meme first popularized in 2013, referring to an alleged prevalence of male perpetrators performing irrational or absurd actions in the US state of Florida. Here are their stories. Number 1. Florida Man with guns, drugs, and a baby alligator in truck arrested by deputies. Deputies in Southwest Florida got more than they bargained for during a traffic stop when they found guns, drugs, and a baby alligator inside a pickup truck. When Collier County Sheriff's deputies pulled over Michael Marola, they found this Florida man in possession of something unusual: a live baby alligator in the bed of the truck. Sure, Marola had 2 guns and drugs on person, but those things can be expected to be found on any criminal. The reptile was the big head-scratcher though, as Marola was unable to provide any reason why he had the animal in his possession. The only reason we can think of? This is Florida. Number 2. Dog poop links suspect to violent Miami armed robbery. Grissom and his CSI crew would be proud. A unique piece of evidence helped police capture a Florida man for robbery. That evidence was dog poop. This incident happened in Miami when William Carroll robbed a woman at knife point. The victim was returning from walking her dog when she stopped to pick up her dog's droppings. The Florida man took her backpack, which contained the victim's wallet. Carroll ran away but was spotted by Miami-Dade police a short time later and was detained. Police found some of the victim's credit cards near where they detained Carroll. While he was being interviewed by a detective, Carroll denied being the thief. However, the detective noticed a brown stain on the shirt of the Florida man, dog poop, which matched the poop at the scene of the crime. The victim and a witness also identified Carroll as the perpetrator. Number 3. Florida man driving car with 2 missing tires blames it on paranormal activity. Here's an excuse you don't hear often.
Honestly, if you ask me, I think somebody put a curse on me.
A Florida man was driving a car with 2 missing tires and he blamed it all on paranormal activity. Marion County Sheriff's deputies pulled over Florida man Andres Ohula when they thought that his driver's side tires were deflated. Upon closer inspection, the deputies discovered that Ohula was driving on his rims. They asked him about his car's lack of tires, and he told the deputies that someone had put a curse on him. Ohula went on to say that he was given a do-or-die choice in which he could either drive home without tires or set the car on fire and sleep on the median. Deputies proceeded to give Ohula a field sobriety test, which he failed, and then got physical with the deputies, even trying to grab their taser at one point. Ohula was arrested and charged with multiple offenses, including battery on a law enforcement officer. Number 4. Florida man arrested while trying to warn Space Force about battle between aliens and dragons. An Ocala man has been arrested after stealing a car in an attempt to access Patrick Space Force based in Brevard County. According to the Brevard County Sheriff's Office, Corey Johnson, 29, stole a truck in Riviera Beach before heading north to the base 3 days later. While trying to get into Patrick Space Force Base, Johnson claimed that the president told him, through his mind, that he needed to steal the truck to warn government officials about US aliens fighting Chinese dragons. Johnson was arrested and booked into the Brevard County Jail. he has been charged with grand theft of a motor vehicle and criminal trespassing. Okay, so I had to include this one just for that awesome headline, but also, there could be a 1 in a billion chance that he was telling the truth, and if so, I want partial credit for helping to warn everyone. Number 5. Florida man caught with fentanyl after getting trapped in porta potty. The sounds of a person in pain lead a Collier County deputy to baggies of drugs in Naples, Florida. Deputies responded to reports of a suspicious person and what sounded like someone shouting in pain. When deputies arrived, a man could be heard yelling loudly. As a deputy got closer, she could hear the screams and saw a foot sticking out of the bottom of the porta potty. The deputy asked the man to step out of the porta potty and take a seat. The man, identified as James Goose, said that he got his foot stuck in the closed door of the porta potty. The deputy opened the portable restroom and found a small baggie with a powdery substance, a syringe, and a larger bag filled with other small baggies. The powdery substance tested positive for fentanyl. Goose was arrested and now faces multiple drug charges. Talk about your life being in the crapper. Sorry, I couldn't help myself on this one. Sometimes toilet humor just writes itself. Number 6. Florida man hides gun in a chicken's butt. TSA called foul after they discovered a handgun that had been hidden in the butt of a chicken. The Transportation Safety Administration says a person tried to smuggle a pistol on board that had been stuffed into the orifice of a raw chicken. Attentive agents at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport found the weapon, which had been wrapped in thin paper and stuffed inside the chicken's carcass. The bizarre find was hidden in a carry-on suitcase that was brought on by a would-be passenger. I've never tried to smuggle a weapon onto an airplane, but I've gotta think there are options that would draw a little less scrutiny than a whole raw chicken. As if being arrested wasn't bad enough, the TSA went on to troll the perpetrator on their official Twitter page. They wrote, "The plot chickens as we barrel our way closer to Thanksgiving. For us, it's a time to be thankful that our officers are always working around the clock to keep you safe." Number 7. Florida man arrested after leaving sleeping wife on honeymoon for a prostitute. Wow. Just wow. Let's all meet 34-year-old Paul Turovsky, who is a self-employed business manager from the Fort Myers area. He had just gotten married and was vacationing in Tampa on his honeymoon and decided to wait until his new wife was sleeping to leave and meet up with an underage prostitute at a hotel. Hillsborough County Sheriff Chad Chronister explained how they caught Turovsky and 175 other men in a huge sex trafficking operation.
Paul Turovsky's honeymoon was cut short in Tampa last month.
His new bride falls asleep, and he decides, I'm going to respond to an ad to one of our undercovers have placed to go have sex that evening. So he leaves and comes to the hotel and wishes to purchase sex. Well, he was placed under arrest immediately.
Turovsky responded to an ad placed by the Hillsborough City Sheriff's Office on a dark web website popular for illicit activity. Turovsky arranged to meet a detective posing as an underage female to pay for sex at a Hyatt hotel located in Tampa. When he arrived, he was given a set of handcuffs to match his new wedding ring. Just wow. Number 8. Florida man arrested for calling 911 after his cat was denied entry into a strip club. Everett Lages was just minding his own business and trying to enter a strip club with his cat. What could possibly be wrong with that? The bouncers had an issue with it and the owner told him to leave. Lages sat down outside the building and dialed 911. He was told that wasn't proper usage of the emergency system, so he had no choice but to call them back and complain again. Eventually, Charlotte County deputies showed up and arrested him. The kitten was also taken into custody and spent the night at animal control. I'm suddenly reminded of a saying I used to hear growing up. Number 9. Florida man charged with assault with a deadly weapon after throwing alligator through Wendy's drive-thru window. Gator wasn't on the menu, but one did make an appearance inside a Florida Wendy's, and it wasn't by choice. A Jupiter, Florida man threw it through the restaurant's drive-thru window in Royal Palm Beach, Florida, according to a Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission incident report. Fish and wildlife officials say the 23-year-old Joshua James pulled up for his order, and after a server handed over a drink and turned around, James reached into the back of his truck and tossed the 3.5-foot gator through the drive-thru window. James faces charges of aggravated assault and unlawful possession and transportation of an alligator. It doesn't get any more Florida man than this headline. In fact, if anyone ever asks you to explain the Florida man meme, just show them this story. And last but not least, number 10. Florida man drives date to sports bar on stolen Walmart mobility scooter. A Largo, Florida couple stole a motorized shopping cart from Walmart and drove it to a local bar, police say. According to police, security cameras captured footage of Jeffrey Sabiel, 50, and Marie Walters, 32, taking the motorized cart from the store and driving off. The couple was headed west after the theft was reported. Police found the cart outside of a sports bar. Sabiel and Walters were located inside enjoying their date. They initially denied stealing the cart, but later admitted to the theft, police said. Both were arrested on charges of grand theft and booked into the Pinellas County Jail. This story has every element you need to fill out your Florida Man bingo card: theft, alcohol, classy first date, and, of course, Walmart. If you have any Florida Man stories you'd like to tell us about, make sure to let us know in the comments section. Thanks for watching, Can't Be True.